Khloe Kardashian and Scott Disick respond to rumors about their romantic involvement. Hi, before we continue, please subscribe to the channel for all Kardashians news and update. Khloe Kardashian and Scott Disick have always had one of the most unique bonds inside the Kardashian family. Their closeness has often confused the public, made fans curious, and led to wild headlines that kept circulating year after year. For over a decade, people have wondered if their friendship was more than just family ties. The questions never seemed to stop, even though they both insisted nothing romantic ever happened. Now, after endless rumors and speculation, Khloe and Scott have finally opened up about the truth on her new podcast, making it clear where they stand and how they see their relationship. Scott Disick is no stranger to attention. Since the moment he started dating Kourtney Kardashian back in the early 2000s, his name became a regular feature in tabloid magazines and entertainment blogs. He and Kourtney had a long, complicated romance that was filled with ups and downs. They eventually had 3 children together, which means Scott will always remain part of the Kardashian family. But while his connection with Kourtney ended years ago, his bond with Khloe never faded. In fact, it only seemed to grow stronger, sparking rumors that they were secretly closer than they admitted. Fans on social media and gossip outlets often wondered if their relationship had ever crossed into something more than friendship. It was this ongoing curiosity that inspired Khloe to make Scott her very first guest on her podcast, Khloe in Wonderland. She knew people had endless questions about them, and she wanted to address the situation once and for all. Scott, who usually doesn't appear on many podcasts, agreed to come on because of how much he cares about her. He admitted right away that he would do anything for Khloe, joking that he was finally ready to give her everything he had always wanted to share. From the very beginning, it was clear that this episode was going to dig into years of gossip and set the record straight. Scott recalled what life was like when he first started dating Kourtney and became linked to the Kardashian family. Almost overnight, he became a tabloid sensation. His face was constantly on magazine covers with shocking headlines, many of which made absolutely no sense. He laughed as he remembered how his parents used to call him in concern after seeing some of these outrageous stories. One headline after another claimed he had gotten one of the Kardashian sisters pregnant, and his parents wanted to know what was true. He joked that he would answer them sarcastically, saying, yes, apparently he had gotten Khloe pregnant. The truth, of course, was nothing like the rumors. Khloe immediately chimed in to set the record straight by reminding him that he never got her pregnant, even if magazines tried to make people believe otherwise. According to Scott, the gossip didn't just focus on Khloe. Some weeks the stories claimed he had gotten different sisters pregnant, as if the magazines couldn't make up their minds and just wanted to stir up drama. Khloe told Scott that over the years, she had been asked the same 2 questions repeatedly by fans and strangers. The first question was always the most common: have she and Scott ever hooked up? Playing into the moment and teasing her a little, Scott pretended to answer with a bold yes, but Khloe quickly confirmed the truth. No, they had never been romantically involved. That was the line they had never crossed, and it remained that way all along. Their closeness came from years of trust, shared experiences, and a brother-sister type of dynamic, not from romance. The second question Khloe said she gets all the time is why she and Scott aren't married. She explained that people often wonder why they never took their bond into a formal relationship, but she admitted the question itself doesn't really make sense to her. Scott asked her to clarify whether fans meant why neither of them are married to other people, or why they weren't married to each other. That, he said, was a big difference. Khloe admitted she wasn't sure because fans never really specified, but she also explained she didn't care to give the question too much attention. It was just one of those things the public latched onto because they didn't understand their friendship. Khloe then asked Scott if he ever found it strange how wild some of the public stories about them had gotten. She mentioned that it wasn't just rumors about her and him, but also gossip connecting him to Kendall Jenner. She pointed out that she wasn't even sure how that rumor started, since Kendall and Scott don't spend much time together because Kendall is always traveling or working. Still, the headlines appeared, like one from 2017 that loudly declared Kendall had been seduced by Scott. Scott responded by explaining how he sees these things. He believes a lot of the rumors are simply created out of thin air, with no truth at all. To him, the tabloids just look at relationships that are close and then invent something shocking because they know it will grab attention. He said the Kendall rumor was an example of the media just running with anything, regardless of reality. As for the obsession with his relationship with Khloe, Scott said he understood where some of it came from. People see the two of them together, notice how well they get along, and then immediately assume it must mean something deeper. Some fans have even called them soulmates. But Scott pushed back on that, reminding everyone that he has 3 children with Khloe's sister Kourtney. He explained it would be ridiculous to think of him and Khloe as soulmates in a romantic way. Yes, he admitted he sometimes makes gross or over-the-top comments, but that's just his personality, and he's never actually serious about those remarks. He wanted people to know that no matter how many jokes he made, the truth is he and Khloe were never together like that. Khloe listened as Scott explained all of this, and she agreed that their relationship is often misunderstood. They share a very deep friendship, one built over years of being around each other through some of the best and worst moments of their lives. Scott has been there for her, and she has been there for him, in ways that people on the outside don't always see. That closeness has sometimes looked like more than friendship to people who don't understand, but for them, it has always been simple. They see each other as family. What makes their bond so unique is that it has lasted through everything. Even when Scott and Kourtney were no longer together, even when scandals surrounded him, even when Khloe had her own personal struggles, the two of them always remained supportive of each other. It's rare to see that kind of loyalty, especially in Hollywood, where friendships can come and go so quickly. But Khloe and Scott always found a way to keep their bond alive. Their honesty on the podcast gave fans a clearer picture. Instead of keeping quiet and letting rumors grow, they decided to talk openly. They laughed at the wild stories, they cleared up the lies, and they reminded everyone that not every close relationship has to be romantic. Sometimes, two people can care deeply for each other, joke around, share family connections, and still never cross that line. Of course, that doesn't mean the rumors will suddenly disappear. Fans are still likely to call them soulmates, magazines might still run outrageous headlines, and social media will keep asking the same questions. But now, anyone who listens to Khloe's podcast knows the truth. They can hear directly from Khloe and Scott themselves, not just from the gossip columns. In the end, what really matters is that Khloe and Scott know who they are to each other. They don't let the outside noise change their dynamic. Thanks for watching. Please do well to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Kardashian updates.